So this week we're going to be talking about how an author organizes the events in a fiction story. And this organization is called the story structure. So an author's story structure is made up of the plot. I'm sure you've heard that word back in first grade. But plot is just another word for the events in a story. And a great way and an easy way to organize the plot of the story, is by comparing it with a roller coaster. So as you can see on the picture I'm showing, it's shaped like a roller coaster. And now the plot are the events, and those are easily broken down to the beginning of the story, going up to the middle of the story, and then to the end of the story. So today I'm going to show you a great way to figure out the story structure or to figure out the plot by using a book that you've already read. So last week we read the book Spoon. I hope you remembered the story. So in the book Spoon, we're going to break it up and find its plot by using our roller coaster. So let's start at the beginning. In the beginning, we always find out who are the characters and where is the setting of the story. So we know that in the beginning of the story, when we read Spoon, we came across Spoon. We know he's the main character. So I'm going to go ahead and write characters. And the first one is Spoon. And a lot of times in stories, there are one main character or there might be more. And in this one, we know that the main characters were Spoon and Spoon's mom. We also know that a lot of characters like Knife and Spoon and, that Knife and Fork and Chopsticks were other characters, but the main focus was on Spoon and Spoon's mom. Another part of the beginning is the setting of the story. Where did the story of Spoon take place? We know that throughout his whole story, it probably took place in a kitchen, because a lot of other utensils were introduced, and we know that that was happening in a kitchen. You could write in a kitchen, you could write in Spoon's home, because obviously that's where they were staying, but I'm going to put kitchen. Now, as we continue to read the book Spoon, we're coming up to the middle of the story, the top of our roller coaster. It asks you, what is the conflict in the story? So another word for conflict is the problem. What was the problem of Spoon? Well, we know that Spoon was upset because he did not feel useful. So the problem of this story, the problem that Spoon was having, was that he was very upset because he did not feel useful. He didn't feel as useful as Fork, or he didn't think that he could cut through things like Knife did, or pick up things like Chopsticks, that the Chopsticks did. So we know that the main problem in the story was that Spoon was upset because he didn't feel useful. And now we're coming down to the end of our story, where it says, what is the resolution of the story? Well, another definition for resolution is just, how was the conflict solved? How was Spoon's problem solved? He was upset because he didn't feel useful. So how did that problem get fixed? Well, we know that Spoon's mom reminded him of all the cool things spoons can do. So remember in the story, she made him feel better by telling him that, only spoons get to dip into a bowl of ice cream, and only spoons get to drop into some cereal, or even relax in a hot cup of tea. So that's how his problem was solved, and his mom made him feel better. So for today's assignment, you're going to be using another book, and you're going to be using these same steps. Just remember, think of a roller coaster as you're going through it, and remember what each beginning, middle, and end, what they're asking for, and what they're looking for in the story.